Hi everybody, Chris AMS, welcome to another video. Today what we're working on is a Transit Minibus. It's got the 2.2 diesel engine in it. It's a 2016. Customer's complaint is they were doing it's a school minibus, so they're doing a school run in it and it broke down. It started to run rough and then cut out and would crank and not start. The recovery people had a look at it and they could get the engine to run on easy start, but as soon as they stopped applying easy start it would cut out again. So it gives us maybe a direction to look at. It sounds to me like the engine is running okay, mechanically it's okay, but perhaps we've got like a fuel system problem. So let's get into it, follow along, let's see if we can get to the bottom of this one. So we're sat in a vehicle. Today we've got our top-on Phoenix Smart plugged in. The snap-ons that I normally go for is being used on a brake job currently. We've carried out a code scan. I quite like this because it gives you a bit of a topography of the ECUs kind of thing. It tells you what networks various modules and stuff are on. What we're looking at here is we've got 5 fault codes in the powertrain control module, engine ECU. So we've got a fuel delivery fault, catalyst system less than threshold, mass or volume circuit A, fuel pressure regulator performance, injector control pressure too low when cranking. Now the mass or volume air control is probably because the pipe's been disconnected from the airbox, allowing them to spray the easy start in. Catalyst, that's not going to be stopping you start it, the catalyst system efficiency. So we've already got an indication that we've got a fuel problem. We've got a fuel delivery fault, we've got fuel pressure regulator performance, and injector control pressure too low, engine cranking. So let's crank it over and then see actually if it will start or if it's in a failed state. So as you can see there, I mean the battery's getting a little bit low currently, but it cranks but won't start. So let's see if we can find some live data to aid in our diagnosis. So we're on our live data screen, and what I want to do is kind of try and narrow our selection of PIDs down. So we're going to search fuel and see what we can find there. So you've got fuel rail pressure desired, fuel rail pressure. What else we got? Fuel valve control, low pressure fuel system switch, fuel level. We know fuel's okay. Let's hit OK. And what we got? So obviously we haven't got the vehicle cranking yet, but at the moment we've got low pressure fuel system switch. It's saying low. Fuel volume control valve is sitting at 26%. Obviously we're not cranking yet. Let's see if we can change that to bar. That would be much better because we can change our what we got. So we've got 0, not a lot of bar going on there, but obviously we're just starting, and it wants to see 300 bar obviously when it's cranking. So let's crank it over. And as you can see there on the screen, our actual fuel pressure, we managed to build 1.4 bar, which is nowhere near enough. As a rule of thumb, just to get the vehicle started or to catch, I would want to see no less than say 120 bar in order to get it running. And obviously once it's idling, like say, you'll probably see around the 300 bar mark. And our low pressure fuel switch still says low pressure. So what do we reckon's going on here? So our probable causes as to our low pressure fuel fault are in-tank fuel pump not working, clogged fuel filter. It has recently had a fuel filter in the last couple of weeks, so I don't think it's a fuel filter issue. High pressure pump failure or massive injector leak off, and it's not able to build fuel pressure. So let's try and narrow our searches and we'll do some preliminary tests. We'll start with the low pressure fuel system and see what we can see via that. So we're under the bonnet here, and we're quite lucky on these that we've got a Schrader valve here on the low pressure side of the fuel system. Now when the ignition switched, that should build fuel pressure. So let me press that plunger. Phil's going to just cycle the ignition. Okay, yeah, we press down on that. We should have fuel coming out of there, but we've got nothing, zero. So it sounds to me like we've got a low pressure system supply fault. So let's have a look at a wiring diagram and see how that system operates. So we're using E3 Technical today for our technical data. Let's go into management systems. It's a Euro 6 because it's got AdBlue. Let's scroll down and find our fuel pump. So it's got a lift pump in the fuel tank. So there's our fuel pump, and it is powered from the battery through a fuse, through a fuel pump relay, and then it's grounded directly off the other side. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to find this relay, and we can carry out some tests with this relay because it's easily accessible. So let's double click on the relay, and it should bring us up with just the relay, which is there. And if I click on location, it'll tell me where the relay is. So it's there, it's the under bonnet control module, and it's R12. So let's find R12 and then we work out what we do from there. There is our under bonnet control module. Let's just take the cover off. And looking at it here, this one here is our fuel pump relay. So we'll do some tests from the fuel pump relay. Let's pull that out a sec. We'll have a look there, and then let's get some test equipment out and do some tests. So I'm going to use my Power Probe 3. I love this tool, it's a great tool. And we're going to plug this in under here. We've got our bonnet, we've got a jump pack point there, and then the other one is going to go just to an earth point on the engine. So we've got power there, it's got 11.8 volts in the battery currently, which is a bit low, so we know we've got a good connection. Now, lots of you are going to tell me, oh, you don't want to use a power probe to check the circuits because you're not checking for load. Interesting fact about the power probes: if you plug into a wire and it shows the voltage but it doesn't light up red, that's it checking for load. If that red light's not illuminated, the load's not, it's failed a load test. Same on the green side. So if it shows a voltage on here but it doesn't light up green, then the load's shit on it. I mean, you can then recheck it again if you want with a test light or something else that will put a load on the circuit. But in this instance, you can use a power probe, and it will give you an indication of whether the circuit will take a load or not. So we're going to have a look at the relay, and we're going to see what we got. So we're going to start with these two terminals here, 1 and 2. These are from the fuse and to the component. So if we plug into the first one, you can see there on the thing, we've got 11.8 volts and good load. And on the other terminal, we've got 0 volts, that's going down to the fuel pump, and good load there as well. Now these two terminals here, these littler ones, they go off to, they run from, so you've got ground there and power there, which is basically it priming the fuel pump. Yeah, so we've got, that should be working the relay. Yeah, okay, so we've got everything that we want there to make that work. Now what we can do with this power probe as well is we can introduce a power supply into the thing. So whenever you're doing this, make sure you know what you're doing, because you're putting power into components, or especially into stuff like this. You put it in the wrong place, smoke will start billowing out of it. So make sure you know what you're doing before you start probing things. So we're on the power, we know we're on the component side of the circuit, and if I power that, we should then get pressure or fuel come out of our or pressurize up the line up to our fuel circuit, and we still got nothing there. So the fuel pump circuit is working. We can check the relay and make sure that works, but we've proved that by powering the circuit from here we can't get the fuel pump to run. So we'll probably get underneath it and give it a little listen to the pump, but it looks like at the moment like the tank's going to have to come out. We're going to have to look at the fuel pump directly. So a nice additional test that we can carry out is we've got a relay tester here. So what we can do is we can plug our fuel pump relay in to there. So it's going to go into the relay tester like that. We've selected 4-pin, and if we press the button, it's testing the relay. Hopefully you can hear that clicking away. And if it's a good relay, it will light green. If it's a bad relay, that light will go red. So we can say reasonably happily that that relay is okay. So we know that everything from this end, from control side and power side for that relay before it goes to the pump is okay. So we're looking further down the line. So let's have a look at the rest of it. So we're under the van, and you probably realise how much I love scrabbling around on the floor under things, and feel it's just going to cycle the ignition, and we're going to see if we can hear the fuel pump actually run. And nothing. So the fuel pump's not doing sod all. So our next step is we're going to drop this fuel tank out, and we're going to test at the plug and then obviously at the pump. Right, here's our fuel tank all out. There's the pump sender unit. So what we need to do, well, what I'm going to do as a last final test is we're going to power the fuel pump out of the vehicle and just see if it sprays fuel or not. So let's have a look at the wiring diagram and work out what pins we want for that. So there's our wiring diagram. We want pin 4 as the power and pin 3 as the ground, so we can do that. So we're going to plug in directly to the terminals. So we've got our AES Wave terminal kit of loveliness. I mean, you have a look in there, it's literally got everything you could possibly want terminal wise. Let's find a couple of terminals here that will do the job nicely, because that way we're using these, we're not breaking into anything that shouldn't be broken into. So we've got one on there and one on there. Now if you look at the pins on the plug, 2 of the pins are wider than the other 2 pins. The 2 wide pins are carrying more load, so they're our motor, and the other 2 pins, pins 1 and 2, are just doing the level sensor, don't carry a lot of current through them, so it's easy to work out. So we can work out from that which ones are pins 3 and 4. So we know pin 4 is our power supply in. So we're going to pull one of our test leads off, and we're going to plug that into number 4, which is that one there. And then the earth side of our power probe, I've put all bullet connectors, banana connectors on there. That makes it a lot easier for doing stuff like this. Is going to go into the ground side. So it actually shows, the green light is on there, that it's making the circuit through it. So let's show you us testing it. Oh, did I not record that last? So we're connected, got our power probe, we're going to put power through the circuit, just there, and we're going to follow this pipe along all the way to the back of the vehicle, and nothing. So the pump is not running. So we've proved without a shadow of a doubt. So let's replace this sender unit and retest. Right, proof of the pudding. New one's in. That's powered up. Let's press the button. Let's just have a look down here. Tickety boo. Right, now let's get her back on the vehicle and make sure she starts. Right, so the fuel tank's back in. They're not really that bad to get out. It's 3 metal straps and some pipe work. It's a lot easier to do it if you've got a friend. If you haven't got a friend, how sad for you, probably join a social club or something, but we're in, we're happy. Phil is my friend. And no, you're not. No, apparently he's not. So let's just see and prove that we've got a fix and we can get this van started. So I've taken the Schrader valve out of that fuel valve that we was talking about earlier, and I've just put a pipe on it to collect some of the fuel. Phil's going to turn the ignition on because he's my mate. Let's see what's coming up there. And off again. On. Oh, there we go. Got loads of fuel coming up now. Okay, switch it off, mate. Lovely stuff. So we've bled our fuel system. We're back in the vehicle. Interestingly, now our low pressure fuel system switch, it's saying not low, so that's a good sign. Our fuel level is at 33%, which means our sender is reading okay. Let's go ahead and try and start her up. Uh-oh. There we go. Just had enough puff in it. You can see that once that got to about 120 bar, then it properly kicked in and span over. So we can see our fuel pressures there are now reading somewhere near each other. And yeah, happy days, it starts. So we just come back from a test drive just to make sure that it all drives okay and it drives flawlessly. No lack of power, no cutting out, which is what we wanted to see. So we're happy that we've rectified the complaint for the customer and they can have it back. I very much hope you like this video. Please like and subscribe. Check out some of our other videos, and we'll see you in the next one. And remember, test, don't guess.